メディアファクトリー〇〇エンターテイメントご覧の番組でお送りします。
Everyone knows the story of the three little pigs, or Alex, Lexing Legend, but I will let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, cause nobody has ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me AL.
No one knows how this baby wolf got started, but it's all wrong.
Maybe it's because wolves is cute little animals like bunnies, sheep, and pigs. That's just the way they are. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think people were big and evil too.
But the whole big evil thing is all wrong.
The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar.
Way back in once upon a time times, our friend, the wolf, was making a birthday cake for her dear granny.
She had a terrible sneezing cold.
She ran out of sugar.
So she walked down the street to ask her neighbor for a cup of sugar.
Now, this neighbor was a pig.
And he wasn't too bright either.
He had built his whole house with straws.
Can you believe it? Who is mine to build a house of straw?
So of course the wolf knocked on the door. It fell right in, and he didn't want to walk into someone else's house without permission.
So she called.
Little pig, are you in?
There is no pig here. Can you leave me alone?
I just wanted to get a cup of sugar for my dear old Grammy's birthday cake.
That's the time when her nose started to itch.
She felt a sneeze coming.
Well, she huffed and she sniffed. And she sneezed a great sneeze.
And you know what? That whole damn straw house fell in. And right in the middle of the pile of straw was the first little pig, dead as a doornail.
He had been home the whole time.
It seems like a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw. So the wolf ate it up.
Think of it as a big cheeseburger lying there.
She felt a little better, but she still didn't have her cup of sugar.
So she went to the next neighbor's house.
This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house of sticks.
She rang the bell on the stick house.
Nobody answered.
Then she called.
Mr. Pig, are you in?
He yelled back.
Get out of here, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving my beard on my tree.
She was grabbing the doorknob when she felt an unseen coming. She huffed and she snuffed.
She tried to cover her mouth, but she sneezed. A great sneeze.
And you're not going to believe it. His guy's house fell in just like before.
When the dust cleared, there was a second little pig, dead as a doornail.
Now you know, food will spoil if you leave it out in the air.
So the wolf did the only thing she was supposed to do. She had a dinner again.
Think of it as a second helping.
She was getting awfully full, but her cold was feeling a little better.
And she didn't have that cup of sugar for his dear old granny's birthday cake.
So the wolf went to the next house. The guy was the first and second little pig's brother.
He must have been the brain of the family. He had built his house of bricks.
The wolf knocked on the brick house. No answer.
Mr. Pig, are you in?
And do you know what that little poker answered?
Get out of here, wolf. Don't bother me again.
What a unfair pig he is!
He probably had a whole stack of sugar, both salt.
They wouldn't give the wolf even one little cup for her dear, sweet old granny's birthday cake.
The wolf was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when she felt his sneeze coming. She huffed and she snuffed and she sneezed once again. Then the third little pig yelled.
Oh, you're the old granny can eat mud.
The wolf was usually a pretty calm fellow, But when she heard somebody talk about her dear, sweet old granny like that, she went a little crazy.
When the cops stood up, of course, she was trying to break down this pig's door, and the whole time the wolf was huffing and puffing and sneezing and making a real scene.
The rest, as I said, was history.
News reporters found out about the 2 pigs she had for dinner.
They figured out a sick guy borrowing a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting.
So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down stuff.
And they made her the big evil wolf.
And that's it, the real story.
I was friend.
But maybe you could loan her a cup of sugar.